Our main man, Mad Max.
Let's do it, man. Well, Maxx Crosby, man, shares his side of last week's debacle in Baltimore, which he says left him fucking livid and confused. Those are his words, not mine. On his first interaction with Eric DaCosta, and then there's a quote right here. You want me to read the quote or go straight to the video, Bailey? I'm gonna keep on going. The quote says this: "You can just tell the energy was off. Like I dapped him up, and he had like a blank face." On what Neil Elatrash, his orthopedic surgeon, told him after the Ravens expressed their concerns. He's like, Max, don't listen to any of that shit. Your knee is great. You're exactly what you're supposed to be. You're even ahead of schedule. You're doing everything right. They know you had surgery 9 weeks ago. So that's the conversation back and forth there. And then this part here. You said what?
Keep reading. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then Crosby also revealed the Ravens flew him to D.C. because that was the only straight through flight, and they had to drive 2 hours from D.C. to Baltimore after the 5-hour flight. He said that shit was fucking weak. 2 hours in the car. I'm like, this is crazy. So that's the full just fucking backstory of what happened. And there's a video right here. Man. What's your thoughts, JB? I mean, you know Max personally. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet. I know he's a real one, so I know, when he speaks, you gotta listen. You gotta kind of respect what he say. He has no reason to lie about stuff. So, what are your thoughts?
I'm all for it. Here's why. They gave him a bad black eye in the league now. 31 other franchises now think some type of way about him. Whatever that way is, you can say what you want. They think some type of way about Maxx Crosby because of what DaCosta and the Ravens did and how they treated it. Treated it. I'm going to say the situation.
Yeah.
Not only did Maxx Crosby get sort of a blackballed in the league, regardless of how you handled it. By the way, you traded for him. You said that we're going to make it work. You knew he had an issue. You knew he was dunking after the surgery. You knew he waited to have the surgery. You knew he just got off crutches. You knew all this. And you made it a public appointment to sign him and trade for him. So then when you reneged and took it all away and slid the carpet from up under him, 31 other teams now think some type of way about him. So now he flipped it in that interview right there. With his platform now being one of the most well-known NFL players, he flipped it. Now thousands of players feel some type of way about the Baltimore Ravens.
I hear what you're saying, homie. He's like, all right, y'all try to bash my name, I'm gonna bash your organization as a whole. So and I definitely understand that and respect that. And that's why players have their podcast now so they can share their own stories and share their truth. I guess here's where I'm at with the situation. What really made them do this? Because to your point, the more I thought about he felt the physical, whatever. Like you could say he felt it, whatever the case may be. But to your point, they knew he was hurt. They knew coming in he was 100%. So what really changed? What did they go back and just think like, damn, like I don't like this deal. This actually isn't a fair conversation, or was it Hendrickson? Like they started having conversations with him behind the scenes, and they were like, you know what, this is actually a better deal for us, or he led the league in sacks, so we think he's better than Crosby, so let's back out. I wish I had a bug in the room to where we could actually figure out what truly happened, because the Baltimore Ravens historically has always been a top-notch franchise, at least how we look at them. You know what I'm saying? They do things the right way, good leadership, good head coach, obviously, just play the game the right way. So for me, this is kind of out of character for the Ravens to do something like this. And I feel like there has to be
not what I hear.
Ain't what you hear?
Not what I hear. We did have a bug on the wall. We did have a fly on the wall.
What?
E-Dub said this ain't the first time. He said this has happened when I was there in 2018. He said it's happened since then. It's happened more recently than that. He said this happens a lot with this organization. Here's the thing. E-Dub, for business purposes, on my on Patreon on Wednesday night last week, he was like, nah, for business purposes, it's a fucking no-brainer. Hell yeah. If within the rules, I can renege on the deal and get Hendrickson for way cheaper and keep my ones. I'm doing it. And I agree, no doubt, business-wise.
Right.
morality involved, and what you told this man you were doing in the league, shady business practice. So, like,
but let me ask you this though: is it like, I'm assuming at the time when they said verbally they was gonna bring in Crosby, at that point in time they probably didn't have all the information on Trey Hendrickson, right? So at that time, like, they really meant that we want you, Max. You're gonna help the franchise. But when this better opportunity and better situation comes for our franchise, like, is it really shady to just, again, we ain't signed nothing yet. So it's like,
you didn't sign it, but you made a public move. You offered 2 picks. I mean, 2 first rounders, which is a lot. And you made a move. You flew him out there to make the move. Like, it was a done deal on all accords. And just like Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
The Cardinals released him, but until 4 p.m. Wednesday, it wasn't official, just like other free agents or released players. There was a lot. So then, like, you got to – this wasn't like behind the doors, Smitty, like, we didn't offer no picks yet. Just come out and see us. That's different. You offered 2 ones. It was breaking news. It was on every show. Like, it was a done deal. It was a transactional agreement based on the time frame that became legal obligation or contractually legal, which was 4 p.m. Wednesday. They reneged before that time slot, which saves face with them legality-wise, but it doesn't save face with players and others. So, listen, the physical thing's been a thing for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Barring physical, no issues, he'll be a Raven or whatever. We've seen this for a long time. Usually you don't see 2 ones being offered, a deal being done, knowing the kid come off an injury. He's 29 years old. He's one of the biggest motors in football, and you made a deal to get him. And then a guy comes open conveniently for you, cheaper, and you can keep your assets in the bank.
You know what I mean? No, like, because listen, I told you, I think if Maxx Crosby, if he's assuming he's healthy, he's probably top 5 in the league. I think he's better than Trey Hendrickson. I think his motor is better, and I think he plays both sides of the ball a little better. You could argue that Trey Hendrickson is a better pure pass rusher. He's led the league in sacks, so I can give Trey that. But in terms of just causing havoc throughout the game, I think Maxx Crosby is better. But you got to ask yourself, how much better do you think he is? Because, like you said, less money, keep your picks. Like, that way better than Trey Hendrickson? The Ravens don't think so. So they're like, fuck it. We still get somebody who's very close, and we get to keep all this shit. So to your point, I get it. It's almost like if you told me, Big Smitty, you've been dedicated to this show for a long time, 3-4 years. I'm going to pay for you a meal. We're going to go out to eat, man. Let's go to In-N-Out. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you, JB. I appreciate that. This shit sounds fucking good. Hey, Smitty, actually, man, I just got a little plug. I can get a free meal at Mastro's. Let's go to Mastro's. Get you a steak. Oscar style.
Okay.
So now I'm like, oh, fuck. I love In-N-Out. But it's Mastro's, homie.
Okay, that's cool. But now do the same scenario, but I don't invite you to Mastro's. That's what happened to Maxx Crosby.
That's deep, homie.
Do the same deal. Hey, Smitty, I'm going to take you to Mastro's. And then at the end of the day, hey, dog, this old bitch I used to fuck with came, and I'm going to have to take her out. And then that's kind of my get out of jail free pass right there to get rid of you without having to do it. That's what they did with him. And now they blackballed him. And now they gave him some sort of blackball situation. Like, let's be honest. And now if I'm the Raiders, with all the cap space they had, and then they made huge additions in the offseason right after they got rid of Max, and they thought they traded him, and then they brought him back now with all this other money so they could still pay him and figure it out. But do you keep him until after the trade or after the draft and still try to shop him if you're not getting huge returns? Because if you're not getting what Baltimore offered or more, you keep him. And you see what happens in the draft, because the draft can Jerry Jones, or they could be calling again like, hey, we need Max. Here's fucking whoop, whoop, whoop. If I'm the Raiders, I hold this card right here and see what happens. And we'll see if Max's name becomes, a hot commodity again, like it was. What obviously it was. So, and he's 3 years, 3 or 4 years younger than Henderson. Like you have to think his first major injury, which is kind of a meniscus to the bone scenario. That's what the doctors say they're worried about. Whoop-de-whoop. I'm not if you know him and you know what he does, and I'm not talking about me personally, I'm talking about if you know and seen what he's gone through. His rookie year as an undrafted kid or whatever he was out of Eastern Michigan in preseason, he fucking dislocated his elbow his first game. It was on Hard Knocks. And his ass went in there and he already made a name for him in camp because I guess he was wrecking shop. He said, fuck, I ain't going out. And they wrapped his shit up and the league saw that and knows that this cat wants to play all the games. That's why he didn't want to take a surgery, and he was pissed off. And Pete Carroll, and I have heard from a guy you got to meet at my birthday party who's really, really tight and close with Pete Carroll. He said that Pete never thought he was going to leave after year one, and he was trying to save Max for this year. So he was like, nah, we got to get you back right. So I see that too. So in essence, did Pete really help him in the long term? You got to ask that question too. So it is what it is. He'll bounce back either way. Whether he's a Raider and he's going to ball out regardless. I'm just telling you right now, if he's a Raider, knock on wood, he's healthy and get ready to go. I expect him to have a defensive MVP type of season.
Yeah, exactly. As long as he's healthy, that's the only thing. As long as he's healthy, I ain't no doctor, so I don't know the seriousness of it, but if he's healthy, he's gonna be good to go.